Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. These morning views never ever get old. We got the F450 stacked up with Lucifer, Dream Diesel giveaway number 17. Crazy to think that this giveaway, guys, is legitimately almost over. Thank goodness I'm taking full advantage of it while I have it before you could take it home. Towing here the old enthusiast rig. Ooh, this is gonna be a nice, joyous experience. Cold start on the Stealth 67 and the L5P. Oh yeah, boys. Yes, that is a sound that I will always appreciate without a question of a doubt. It never gets old, my friends. It never gets old. And believe me, if you're the winner of this truck and you're standing here next to it, holding the keys for the first time with the title and cash in hand, it's gonna feel 10 times better than it is through this vlog right now. So anyway, my ADD got the best of me there. We are actually headed out today to pick up the new trailer. It is definitely long overdue. I've been talking about it long enough. Fortunately, today I actually have a local friend of mine that has a CDL that's actually going to somewhat chaperone me in this process. I have my CDLA permit. I just need a licensed CDL driver to come with me so I can legally tow it, and that's what we were going to be doing today. So we've got the Denali still hooked up to the trailer from the last vlog where we cleared out a ton of space on the property. It's so crazy as I stand up here looking back because I've never been able to actually see through the canopy that existed before we went to work this weekend. It has opened up so much. The skid steer has not moved since the last vlog, but we really need to get in there to do a little bit of dress up. We've got a lot of loose branches and twigs and stuff like that that I want to clean up, and then the next phase is to get a big excavator in here to grub all of the roots and stumps and rocks out so that way we can prepare for excavation of our footers and some of the stormwater management fun stuff. Yes, stormwater management. If you know, you know. Guys, I nearly forgot as we were obsessing over the sound of the L5P, 10 times entries are back for your chance to win this truck and $30,000. Just think about what your neighbors are gonna say when you roll up in this truck for the first time and you tell them that you won it online. And just as a friendly reminder, this giveaway ends on May 6th. That's literally just a week and a half away. God, how time flies when we're having fun. It's one of those days, guys, where we need the heated seats and steering wheel in the morning, but it's gonna warm up to 65 degrees, so quickly we are gonna transition to the sunroof and sliding rear window. I absolutely love this time of the year. It's one of those things where I feel they need to just remind you guys not to lose sight of the fact that springtime is only on borrowed time, and man, you just gotta embrace every single second of it. Listen to that Stealth 67 sing, my friends. Never, ever, ever gets old. My goodness, if anything, it just gets better. It's like a fine wine. Lots of questions about how this truck tows with the Stealth 67, and I haven't had much experience with it, so today will be a true test. But thus far, with the 20+5 in-drive tow haul mode, engine braking on, this thing is freaking awesome. There's really not much of a difference versus that of the stock turbo, which is exactly what you want when you're towing a trailer. So being that we have quite a road trip, I really don't want to dirty up the polish on the 14 wides, so we're actually going to swap these out with a set of stock wheels real quick. So let's see if this warm back up here on the vlog. Yes, my friends, check out Lucifer rolling around on the stock Denali 18s on some Nitto AT Terragrappler G2s. I'm not gonna lie, this truck looks good with any type of wheel. And what would a day be without a bloody knuckle? We're just getting started. We're already at that time of the day, my friend. Yes, we are cruising. We got the 2414s chilling here in the back. The next stop is... All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. It is a really good day. I'm very, very excited about picking up the new trailer. We're up here at Fayette Trailers in McAllisterville. The views up here are ridiculous. We're out here in between these two mountain kind of peaks, and man, I'm really, really excited. I think my trailer's sitting over there. I got to run inside just to confirm that everything is ready to rock and roll before we go ahead and hook it up to Lucifer. We did bring my friend out who is a CDL licensed driver because he's somewhat of my chaperone today. So shout out to you, Kent, for coming out. I really, really appreciate that. Boys and girls, without further ado, here is the new Gooseneck on the channel.
Whoa, they ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I should overcome, what for? Train in the trees, please. It's a J, we break through. 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 It's a J.
Ozzy, come. The trailer's over here. Come here. All right, you take a piss and then come over. Look at that Tom, full fanned out. He's like, girls, check me out. I'm gonna want him to check out my long barrel shotgun here come May 1st to my Pennsylvania turkey hunters. If you know, you know. All right, guys, so we are back at the house now. I apologize for not being able to capture too much of the activity of going to pick up the new PJ trailer today. It was all out of good nature though, because Kent is one of the coolest dudes and easily one of the most passionate big rig enthusiasts I've ever met in my entire life. So as we were cruising up about an hour away from here to pick up the trailer at Fayette Trailers, we literally talked the entire time, both up and back, 2 hours straight about big rigs and his extensive passion and knowledge for trucks. I may or may not be salivating over an air brakes related project, but it can't happen until the pole building is built. It would just require that space, but short of the long, it might start with a 3, contain a 7, and have a 9. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be absolutely sick, and Kent was definitely a massive influence in helping to guide and will continue to help guide in that build. I'm super excited about it, and it was kind of one of those things that was just unplanned. I really appreciated him attending though, because I still have my ACDL for combination, so I was good to drive with that of a chaperone, and it was an absolutely awesome day. So I didn't film too much of the driving there or the driving back, purely because I was up on my knowledge for those big rig enthusiasts out in the audience. Man, it's a really, really cool space. And as kind of a takeaway to that, it just goes to show that when you find something that you're genuinely passionate about, your love just continues to evolve no matter what age you are. So anyway, that was my small little rant. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, finally, after months of talking about this trailer that's been ready, we have it here in our possession, and it's right here in front of us, hooked up to Lucifer, looking freaking prime. Lucifer, by the way, on the way home, towing a significantly heavier trailer with that Stealth 67 and that Whirly Custom Fab Turbo, did amazing. I was also just itching my knee because I had a really random knee itch. You guys ever get those? Must be a sign of getting old. So ladies and gentlemen, what we're looking at right here is our new gooseneck for the channel. I'm so freaking excited about this thing. We switched up brands this time around. The last trailer was a Big Tex. This one is a PJ. They're pretty much cut from the same cloth. I actually believe that they're made in the same facility, but I really wanted to go PJ this next time around, purely just to try it. We definitely made some upgrades with this trailer though that I'm gonna tell you guys about here shortly. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is not white. With coronavirus and the complexities that it's caused pretty much every manufacturer domestically, I was unable to source and procure a white trailer. As much as I wanted to get one to match the fleet, there were a few reasons that I didn't end up going white, aside from the fact that it would have just taken a significantly longer time to get. So put it this way, guys, I actually ordered this trailer on my birthday, December 8th of last year, 2020, and it is now the end of April. It took me that long to pick it up, just about 5 months. If I wanted a white trailer, I would have actually had to wait even longer to get that trailer in. So that was kind of one of the driving reasons as to why I felt like buying a white trailer for the second time was kind of sort of not meant to be. Primary reason number 2 is just the maintenance factor. So these trailers are predominantly 100% steel, and they have a powder coating on them. But truthfully, unless all of a sudden it's changed in the last few months, in my experience, these trailer companies really aren't the best at coating their trailers, and it just naturally starts to kind of flake and expose the raw metal up underneath over time. And what happens is then you get kind of these like rust runs. So on a black trailer, they blend in a little bit better than that of, say, a white trailer, where it actually stains the white powder coat, and then it just doesn't really look all that easy on the eye. So that was kind of primary reason number 2, that I wanted to go the black trailer. And number 3 is the fact that black can kind of just work with anything. It looks great behind Lucifer. It's going to look great behind the F450, aka Convict, which is back over there, and any other future trucks that I might be towing in combination with. So that was kind of the next reason, and plus the availability of it just made it seem like it was totally meant to be, because when I called, they knew that this trailer was en route, as I was looking for something very specific. So that being said, as a caveat, let's get into the details, my friends. Are you guys excited? Are you excited? Oh, good boys. Good boys, good boys, good boys. Okay. Oh, good boys. Teamwork makes the dream work, my friends. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is my new 32-foot PJ trailer, and it has a deck on the neck. And that's exactly what I'm standing on right now. It is a big old trailer, and the views up here of the property are oh so good. We can really absorb all of the changes that we had just made over the last few days. You can really kind of see where the shop build is taking us, and it is so exciting. So we are currently standing on a 10-foot by 10-foot deck on the neck, and this is just added storage for the storage that you lose in the bed of your truck, being that the ball and chains are all in there. You really don't get all that much storage. When you run a gooseneck setup, you get a little bit up here and a little bit back there, but it's not all that much. So the deck on the neck really gives you that added benefit of storage, and you can really put anything up here that you want to. Wheels, tires, parts, accessories, skid steer implements, just to name a few things. And then getting to the meat and potatoes, we are walking on the 32-foot deck over deck of this PJ trailer. This thing is a big girl. It's a 25,000 GVWR trailer in comparison to the white one that was only 15.9, but was actually derated to 14,000 because of the whole CDL scenario, which I think collectively we all learned a lot from my mistakes, but we're accountable in these parts. So we have a full 32 foot of deck space, whereas before I had only 20 foot plus 5. And essentially what that meant is I had 20 foot of flat deck space, and then if I folded the mega ramps up, I was able to achieve another 5. But in most instances, and instances like where I was towing Sarge, I was actually unable to pull the truck far enough forward to drop the mega ramps down to back it up to utilize the full 20 plus 5 arrangement. And that's why I was really kicking myself in the ass when I had actually created that damage on the wrap on Sarge, because I could have just picked this trailer up a week earlier, but I honestly kept procrastinating it like a complete idiot. And yeah, after that happened, I just realized it was a sign and I had to actually go get this thing. So that brings us to the arrangement and actually how this trailer works. So what we actually have, rather than mega ramps, is now a 10-foot dual hydraulic cylinder actuated platform that tilts down. I'll show you guys how that works here in a little bit. You're not going to want to miss it. It's really, really freaking cool. More differences for this trailer. Now, being that this is a 25,000 GVWR trailer, we gained 10,000 pounds of payload capacity. We needed to support that with bigger axles and tires. So this is what they call a tandem dual setup. We have tandem axles with dual wheels on either side. So we really get a solid distribution of the load, and we can really put a lot more and support a lot more over the axles. Another really cool thing, being that this trailer is 32 foot, the axles are actually somewhat biased to the rear third of the trailer, making this thing very nimble and easy to maneuver around. So coming up underneath here, we have ourselves a nice little cylinder actuated toolbox. I actually didn't have cylinders on the last one, but they're kind of nice. They just open it automatically for you. There's a little binder hanger right here, as you guys can see, so that way we can hang our binders and our straps to keep everything nice and tidy. And then it's got some drain spots as well, because these things are definitely not watertight by any means. So we'll definitely be equipping this thing for all of our needs. You can see that I actually kind of have some of my stuff outlined here. We've got some of our chains, our binders, some of our straps, some miscellaneous tools that I like to keep on board, etc., etc. Now, I actually ended up also picking up a few D-rings. I've actually got 8 of them, so we've got 4 on this side and 4 on that side. As a quick little lesson learned from my last trailer ownership, I was running the binders to the edge of this rail, and unfortunately it chewed them up just a little bit, so I got some nice D-rings, so that way you can kind of try and preserve as much of the quality of the trailer as possible. Jumping right up underneath here, guys, you can see 2 massive hydraulic cylinders. There's one right there, and there's the other one right over there. Those are what actually power this tilt deck. This is a 10-foot tilt deck that tips down. I'll show you guys how it works. It's pretty cool. The control is located right in here. This thing's already dirty. Wouldn't work any other way. Boom. And then we've got our control, battery and hydraulic pump all set up. So what you actually have to do before you go down is you have to go up, because there's a release lever right here. This is your safety release. So you take this thing up. You actuate this around, and you can see it actually moves the release pins right here. And then we just hit our down button. And this is actually magnetic too, so you can kind of just stick it wherever you want to stick it. It's kind of cool. I didn't even realize that. And now we are in our tilted position. So now we can load this thing up however it is that we want to. It's a little bit more of a gradual incline versus that of the Mega Ramps, because the Mega Ramps offered a somewhat shorter run, but it's really not all that much different, because if you guys can recall, the back of the trailer was naturally already slanted down, whereas this one goes completely flat. So what's super nice about this is if you have, let's just say, a truck and a skid steer, for instance, you can pull the truck up front and put the skid steer on the back and actually let it overhang some on the back part of the dovetail, lift it up, lock it out, and call it a day. You can load this thing out pretty much as much as you want, as long as you don't obviously exceed GVWR of the trailer, and it has a lift capacity of 10,000 pounds. Now, won't quite lift my skid steer because that weighs 11,200 pounds, but you guys get the point. That's a ton of weight. And then you put this thing back up. Lock out your bars, and then rest back down. The big move here, ladies and gentlemen, of changing was basically because we kept running into scenarios where the 20+5 was just a little bit too small. So the 32-foot trailer essentially will be ideal for the needs that I'm looking for in moving around my skid steer, moving around trucks, and having enough comfort room to kind of do that without having to really kind of thread the needle. Because as you saw in the last vlog, if not done perfectly and orchestrated without any room for error, there can be consequences. And I'm lucky to say that I made it this far, but there was a lot of other close scenarios that just really kind of made us feel like we were growing out of that size. Now, unfortunately, there is only one toolbox on the side of this thing, and that's pretty much filled with the hydraulic pump and the battery. So in terms of braking, this trailer is actually a little bit more heavy duty than the last. The last trailer had electronic brakes. This one is electronic to hydraulic. There's actually a converter that will help to assist in braking better. There's a brake fluid reservoir right up in here under the neck, as you can see. So we're not quite air brakes, and that's also good because that's one less test that I have to do for now. I'll get my air brakes approval at another point. I'll get my air brakes license at another point in time. We're just kind of going baby steps right now. But it's really cool because it definitely makes a massive difference in the consistency and the overall braking power that these trailers have. And I'll tell you what, you can see Lucy squatting down a little bit because this thing is considerably heavier. Now, the cool thing about buying it back in December is the fact that it was actually just the trailer that I bought. And then about a month later, I asked if I could add the deck on the neck. So Fayette Trailers did that without a problem. They threw that thing on there, and now we really have maximum potential. So in total, we've got about 42 foot, but we're only 32 foot from front to back, which I really like. I definitely considered a 40-footer, but it's just kind of one of those things where it seemed a little bit excessive for my needs, especially being that I have a somewhat tight navigation up here at the property, and I really didn't want to deal with super wide swing angles and other inconveniences where driving a trailer like this already has some of those things you just have to kind of keep in mind. So I do think I'm going to end up adding a series of toolboxes here along the side just to increase the amount of onboard capacity that we have. Fortunately, right now with some of the stuff that I do have, it's all going to fit kind of in this front toolbox, and I'll finally be able to remount my winch because this does have an onboard winch plate. Boom. Right there, as you guys can see. And the nice thing is we already have power on board, so we're pretty much ready to rock and roll. And as a secret to some of you guys that have power on your trailers, pick up one of these solar panel trickle chargers. The best little investment. The battery on my white gooseneck never ever died. I don't know where I'm gonna mount this one up because the battery's located on the side versus the front now, so I think I'm actually gonna extend some of the cables that are on it so that way I can mount it in a position that gets all that juicy sunlight, so that way I'm never stuck in a scenario where I can't put the dovetail down. So it feels really good to have the trailer finally here at the house. It's just a matter of trying to figure out where to put it because we're about to do a ton of work, and I almost feel like I'm going to be moving the trailer around from point A to point B, but I'm really genuinely excited to get this pole building for an array of reasons. Majority of those reasons being that we actually need the space to do projects like I had alluded to that have air brakes here in the future. Also to get my stuff inside and to have a designated location for the trailer, skid steer, etc. So yeah. It's a good day, my friends. It's a really good day. I got a lot to study up on though when it comes to CDL responsibility and all the other things that come with it. If you guys have any best tips and tricks about anything specifically related to, I'm gonna call it hot shotting. I'm not a hot shotter. I'm not gonna be hot shotting for hire, but I'm saying I kind of classify as it's a truck and trailer combo. Drop me some comments below, any resources, articles, or anything like that. I say this all the time. I'm not an expert in anything that I do. If anything, I just try to learn enough to be dangerous. Well, especially with anything CDL related, I really want to make make sure that I'm up to snuff with my knowledge so that way I'm prepared. You know, God forbid we have any interactions in the future as a best practice. Now guys, I gotta show you one really, really exciting thing here. We just picked my son up his first Denali, and it's a DURTYMAX, of course. We got him a 2020 little 12-volter GMC Sierra HD, and yeah, boys, you already know it's the best color on any vehicle that can ever exist, except for that red on Lucifer. It's white. We got my son a Power Wheels Denali, and we are about to unbox this thing as soon as possible and get him ripping around. We have grass that's just starting to beginning to sprout here in the backyard, which is very exciting because this right here is going to be his runway, my friends. Oh boys, today is gonna be a good day. Little Jack's first maiden voyage in his 2020 Denali HD. Guys, we just picked this thing up off Amazon. We've let it charge all night. You can see Otto and Ozzy were in it. They left their footprints behind. This is the birth of Mini Max Jack right here before our eyes.
Baby Max Jack right here. We're straight up playing Mr. Mom today. Natural, dude.
Taking right to it. Yo, dude. All right, let's turn it on, buddy.
Bro, it's got headlights.
Is it on?
No, now they are.
On, off, on, off. You have to hold it down like a start button. Dude, this thing is epic. Give me some knuckles. We're working on knuckles. Give me some knucks. There we go. Good job. Jack, watch this.
Music mode.
Go ahead, man, adjust your radio. Guys, this thing is intense. It's even got a USB inlet here. You can connect your phone, and it's got Bluetooth. Check this out.
Bluetooth mode.
Say, move, Otto. Get out of the way. I'm trying to drive here. 10-month-old coming through, newly licensed. Shout out to the Moonshine Bandits for always letting us get royalty-free music here.
Oh, there it goes.
Nuh-uh.
What, dude? This is the coolest friggin' thing ever.
We're about to go on your maiden voyage.
Yo!
We're cruising, dude. Let's go.
Steve, what are you doing, dude?
Otto, watch out, buddy.
What are you doing,
We're
dude?
rolling, brother.
What are you doing?
She got a little drama, now hop your big booty up in the super duty. We're gonna take it to the lake for the day, then later on the night.
Look at the freedom and wind in his hair, man. He's already addicted. Yeah, dude, how cool is this thing? I don't know who's having more fun, Dad or little man. One hand on the wheel, chilling. Before we know it, he's gonna be like, Daddy, make it faster, make it faster, make it faster. And we're gonna be like, all right, Milwaukee, we don't typically ask for sponsorship requests, but we've got this 18-volt ready to rock and roll. Let's see what it does.
It's gonna be doing wheelies. We're gonna have to put a wheelie bar on it too.
Oh, yay! Mwah. Is that thing so awesome? Do you love it? Do you love it? 10 months old, man. Took no time.
And already whipping his first car.
2020 Denali. Wouldn't want it any other way, right, buddy? Good job, dude.
We should probably take him tomorrow for his license test.
I'm thinking he's ready.
Yeah, at this point.
You know a yawn is a silent scream for coffee?
I did not know that, but are you having your coffee?
Mm-hmm.
What flavor coffee you got there?
We are drinking this morning the blueberry crumble.
Ooh!
And it has to be one of the most delicious coffees I've ever had in my entire life.
So what you're saying is
I'm obviously biased.
there might be a blueberry crumble coffee coming?
But yes, boys, we do have a new coffee blend. It's actually live right now on the website. It's coconut cream. We also have an extremely limited batch Woodford Reserve blend. It was actually roasted in Woodford Reserve barrels. There's one thing you guys know about me. I do like my whiskey. I've actually got some Woodford right here. So it's this stuff right here, except obviously no alcohol. It's an extremely small batch that we did as a special release. There's literally less than 200 bags available. So if you guys want to grab one, I'd suggest that you head over and cop yourself one real quick because they're probably going to sell out very, very fast. The stuff is delicious. Believe me when I tell you. So that being said, guys, grab your 10 times entries for Lucifer and $30,000 if you haven't gotten your entries already. Boys, Procrastination Nation, your time is here, and this is your friendly reminder that your time to get entered is on borrowed time, because that giveaway right there, crazy enough, ends in just about a week and a half on May 6th of 2021. Tap that subscribe button, like button, and notification bell if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all in the next upload.